The odds of becoming an Olympian are approximately 1 in 500,000. Think about that for a minute, right? That's crazy. My guest today was one of only 11,000 athletes to compete in Rio at the 2016 Olympics. And to break that down even further, she was one of 5,000 women and one of two representing Antigua and Barbuda. High jumper Priscilla Frederick-Loomis is with us on the other side of this. Prissy Freddie Lou, what's going on?
I love it. I am fabulous. I am living the dream. How are you?
Listen, you're booked and busy, but you're
Yes,
here.
amen.
You are
Amen to
here.
all of it.
I'm so grateful. Thank you so much for giving me a little bit of your time. I really appreciate it.
Oh my gosh, no. Anytime that anybody asks me to talk and to chat and share their platform with me, I'm always more than humbled and grateful. So thank you.
Yeah, no, and a lot of people, well, nobody knows this. Not a lot of people, nobody. I was talking with you a little bit a few months ago. We met at like an awards gala banquet.
Yes.
And I told you about, a podcast that I was probably gonna sign on to do, and you welcomed me with open arms. You said, if you need any help, let me
Yeah.
know, because I've been there, done that.
Yeah.
If you want me on, and I said, of course. Are you kidding me? Of course I want you on. What? An Olympian? Absolutely.
Oh my goodness. Look, I hope to put out into the world just light and positivity. And it's really just about helping one another. And I'm not a gatekeeper. And so if I can help in any way that I can, you got to track me down, unfortunately. But as soon as you do, I am always happy to help. And I'm so grateful that, even still, like, people still see value in me and my story. So it's always great. I'm so, so humbled and grateful anytime.
Your story is incredible, and we're going to definitely get into a little bit of it. I first met you, I want to say it was 2017, 18. I believe you were training for
Yes.
Tokyo.
Yeah.
I met you at the gym.
2018 or 2019. Yeah.
Could have been. I met you at the gym. I remember I was on like the squat rack, and I look over and I just see a super fit, really tall, attractive woman. And I'm like, okay, she's definitely just not a gym ordinary. She's got to be some kind of athlete. I mean, you just, the abs. And I was like, this is insane. So I remember asking you, like, hey, like, you know,
Who
what
are
are you
you? Why
doing?
are you here?
Yeah, like, why are you so fit? What are you doing? Why are you so cut? What is happening? And then you introduced yourself, what you did, and I was just like, wow, like, this is incredible. And Olympian that is right here in my neck of the woods, like, it's amazing. And we have ties to so many of the same things, and
Yep.
so that was a few years ago. And now look at us reuniting here on
Oh,
a
and I'm
podcast,
so
right?
proud of you for creating this platform and following,
Thank
a
you.
passion of yours that is really, really incredible. So
Yeah.
kudos to you and everything
Thank
that
you.
you're doing.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we definitely share the love for all sports in common. I know
Yeah,
you are a huge fan of, name us, any sport, and you're a fan of it,
I
especially a
love it.
football girl. You're
I
the
am.
biggest football fanatic I've ever met in my life.
I am a huge college football fan,
Yeah.
and
Who's your favorite team?
LSU. Go
Oh, okay.
Tigers.
Go Tigers. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I went to an LSU Auburn game at LSU, and it changed my life. This was back in like 2015, 2016. So
I'm
since
jealous.
then, I mean, my coach went there, my Olympic coach went there, and so now I was like, I fell in love. I drank the Kool-Aid. I was about it. But I love what sport has the opportunity to do and continuously teaches no matter what. Even though we're in this new age of AI and NIL and all this, at
Hmm.
the end of the day, if you don't have the talent, if you don't have the stats, it's just not there. So, and it
Exactly.
always changes. And that's why I love college football, because it changes all the time.
Yeah.
For the most part, track athletes, were, who it is, right? Usain Bolt was always going to do well, right? You know what I mean? Like, but in this drop pass, like we just saw the Eagles and the Chiefs, right? You're just like, players change, all, dynamics change, and sport is something that is just amazing to me. I absolutely love the genre and what it brings to life.
And like you said, everything changes so much, but the one constant is that if you don't put the work in, at the end of the day, there is no sport.
Yeah.
You got to put that work, and that'll never change. The work
Yeah.
is the work. I've always said the work is the work.
Yes.
So, I think most people know that training for the Olympics is a very specific type of training. It's very tedious. It's micromanaged. You're putting in months, you're putting in years of dedication for sometimes just a few minutes, a few moments of that Olympic shine, right?
Yeah.
Um, and this is true for any athlete in any sport. It's not just track and field. What was the process like prepping for Rio? Because I can imagine that physically, mentally, that had to have been something.
I mean, I started running track when I was 6 years old. And at that point, the Olympics were just not even like a focal point of mine.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't really in view until I got to like college. And I know it'd be like there were articles about me when I was younger, but I was like, that was other people kind of saying it and being like, you can go to the Olympics. And I was like, okay. Like it was so just words. But it wasn't until college when they were just like, you can go to the 2012 Olympics. You should start prepping. You should start training. And I was like, I'm still in college. Like I'm figuring out who I am. But it took 8 years for me to finally make my Olympic dreams a reality. So people, I think it's like, what was it like training for Rio? I was training for the Olympics, right? I was training for that competition, wherever it was going to be. So at first it was London, and then it was Rio, and then it was Tokyo, right? So it was one of those things that you've already competed and gotten, the rough around the edges out of the way. You've already been competing, you've sacrificed, you've traveled the world, you've, made the dietary, restrictions that are needed, right? You have that mindset of just being that go-getter. So once you qualify for the Olympics, for me anyway, it was really about putting my country on my shoulders and lifting the people up, the island up to a different level, right? I wanted them to put respect on my country's name.
Mm-hmm.
So that was really what it was about. And I did have, most people are like, I want to win the Olympics. I'm like, I want to not come in last. Please, dear Lord, don't let me come in last. That would be like the worst. Like I was like, what is this, right? I wanted to beat USA athletes for sure. And I wanted to make sure that I was remembered in a really positive way. I wanted people to really be like, who's that girl? In a sea of all of us, right? So I think I hit every mark that I wanted to. And the prep was really, it was different because until you get to Rio, it's just like, don't do anything different. You still got to grind. I got the acceptance. And I was like, okay, now it's just, I've arrived and I've just got to stay in that. Don't do anything too crazy. Don't try and do the same things that got you to the Olympics. So the preparation was almost the same. It was just laser focus. I just had to shift and say, I am now an elite 1% of the 1%, and I've got to tune in. I've got to dial in and give it everything that I have. There is no waiting or hoping for another. This is it. You give every jump, everything that you've got.
Yeah, and people don't see the daily grind. They don't see everything, that it takes to make it to that point, to be on TV, to compete with the world watching. It's got to be the most demanding and the most grueling training an athlete can endure. You don't just wake up one day and say, I think I'm just going to compete at the Olympics next week, right? Like, it doesn't
Especially
work
because
that
we don't have clubs, right? You don't have teams. It was just me, myself, and my coach, right? And I have to wake myself up. I have to make sure I eat properly. It's all on me. No one's, holding a gun to my head being like, you better do this. Nope. If your passion isn't driving you and fueling you and getting you where you need to be, it ain't gonna happen. So it really it was all on me. And if I didn't put it in the work, it was going to show in my performance.
Yeah, and you didn't take the traditional route, right? The path for you was a little more difficult, I think, than most Olympians. Talk a little bit about your decision to represent A and B instead of the US.
So I think in 2012, I went to the US Olympic trials, and I had just graduated college, and I was seated last. I think it's 24 out of 24. I was like dead last. And I came in, I made the finals, and I was tied for first going into the finals, which was blowing my mind. I was like, whoa. So people were like, who is this girl? Where did she come from? Like, she's doing really well. And then I got seventh place, and I was ecstatic. I was so happy. And my coach, my college coach, worked really hard to be like, all right, here are the places you got to be, and here are the people you got to talk to. And he was talking to people on my behalf as well. And the US track and field just didn't think I was good enough, and they weren't going to put me on any other teams, they weren't going to invest in me. And so I realized that I have my coach had, made me aware that I have dual citizenship. And so representing, my mom's from Dominican Republic and my dad is from Antigua and Barbuda. So for me, I was like, you know what, I want to go. And I looked at both of their stats, and both of their high jump stats were not good, not good at all, not national level, not global level. And so I realized that I could, again, put the country on my back and I love pressure. I love pressure. One of the former coaches of the NBA was like, pressure is a privilege. And it's very true. And I never looked at it that way, but that is what I wanted. I've always wanted to be a big fish in a small pond, and then get that pond bigger, like add more water, add more fish, let's make it grow, like that was always it. And because I was always the underdog in everything I did, in acting, in dance, in musical theater, in track, in volleyball, people just loved to doubt me. She's not as talented, she's not going to go as far. And yet I just kept going and proving people wrong because of that dedication. So I think it was really important for me to represent a country that believed in me and saw my value right away and was like, all right, we're going to put you in the first meet that I got my passport in 2014. That summer I was in Glasgow, Scotland, competing at the Commonwealth Games. And I was like, whoa, okay. Like they were like, fine, we're going to send you. We are sending you around the world. And that's what made that final decision.
I think that's really important, though, also for athletes, to know that if they have that option to kind of
Yeah.
tap into that,
Yeah.
it doesn't just have to be USA. If you have the dual citizenship, if you have that, tap
Yeah.
into it. The USA, it is so hard.
It's definitely it's definitely hard, and it's definitely grueling, and the pool that they choose from
Exactly.
is endless, right? But
It's hard for any country, let's be honest.
it's hard for every single country, of course, but there's a way, right? Like there's a
Mhm,
way that you can make a US team, right? It's
mhm.
just gonna take, but you have to prove your worth and your effort. And you go through the same things, right? The training centers that are throughout the country, finding a coach, it's still very difficult, but with every country has a different standard, and it's just about where you fit and repping that flag to the best of your ability. For me, I really wanted to get to know that part of me, that DNA that I have, right? What makes me Caribbean? Like I wanted to know about that. I wanted to know that Caribbean side. I wanted to know the people. I wanted to know the blood that runs through my veins. It's USA, it's Antigua, and it's Dominican Republic. So it was a cultural deep dive for me, and it got me closer to honestly like my ancestors, which it was amazing. Learning about that side of me was amazing.
Yeah, I love that. It's like a learning process in the way you kind of were able to discover
Yeah,
yourself a little bit
yeah.
in, in the process of training and
Hmm.
getting to Rio and all that. You were able to kind of find yourself,
Yeah,
maybe, if that's the right way to put it.
yeah. And it helped me
And
understand my father. My father and I have
yeah,
we do not have a relationship, and it helped me tap into him and see where he grew up and what his life was like and how difficult and hard it was, and him moving, to New York City by himself at 16. Like in the 70s, like it's crazy. You're just like, whoa, such a different lifestyle, so much, so different. So yeah, it was definitely like a rediscovery of who I am for sure.
I love that. Yeah, and listen, so we know the training for Rio, right? But I know you said you were just training. When you started, you weren't training for Rio, for
Yeah,
this, for that. You were just training for Olympics to come for the future, right? And I
yeah.
find your journey training for Tokyo fascinating. And
Ugh,
a common misconception, right, of pro athletes is that they all have all the money, all the access, millionaires, all the funds to do everything. But that really couldn't be further from the truth.
I hate to
You
burst the bubble, but yeah.
you you especially, right? You became
Yeah,
like a Jackie of all trades, so to speak. So many different hats, different jobs for Olympic funding. And it
yeah,
goes back a little bit to what we were just talking about, the things behind the scenes that
yeah.
people do not see and they will never know about unless the athlete discloses that
Yes,
publicly.
yes, 100%. And nowadays, it's a lot easier to see because a lot of athletes are very transparent about their journeys. But there is still that misconception and that
Hmm.
veil of like,
Hmm.
I don't want you to see that I'm struggling because I don't want you to get a leg up on me, kind of thing. And so for me, in 2016, I started my own company because I was not signed. I was not signed by Nike or Adidas. Nobody was sending me checks. I had to compete to make money, right? And if I didn't place, I didn't get money.
Hmm.
Some athletes get appearance fees, right? And sometimes that was the case, especially when I'm like in Europe. That was the case. I would make like $300 or up to $1,000 for an appearance fee, but they had 90 days to pay me. So who knows when that was coming
And
in.
they're going to stretch it to the
Oh my,
89th and a half
always,
day.
always. I almost had to sue a meet director because they
Wow.
didn't pay me.
Wow.
And if I didn't threaten that, I wouldn't gotten paid because the other competitors didn't get paid. So it's one of those things where it was like you had to be, a manager. You had to self coach. You had like all these hats that you wear because you just have to, right? And you don't complain about it. And while I was competing, I did complain about it because I was like, this is insanity. Like, I am supposed to be one of the greatest athletes. I'm competing around the world. I'm doing everything that I need to do.
Hmm.
And now I have to do 25 other things just to be on the same playing field as everybody else.
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I worked. I always worked. Always, always, always worked. Training took anywhere between 4 to 6 hours a day,
Wow.
each day, because of course you have to get to where you're practicing, right? And so I was living um in South Jersey and then moving to Cape May, right? And having to find a place to train, having to find a gym, paying those costs, right? Nobody's giving me anything for free, right? There were places that gave me discounts. There were places that did let me, use their facilities, but I still got to pay for, the shoes and the sports bras and, socks and Tiger Balm and all of this. And people would always be like, why don't you reach out for a sponsorship as an influencer? I did. They don't really care. You know what I mean? Like it's not, it's just I didn't get them, right? And that also takes time. You have to compile that list together of who's out there, what products are out there that you're actually going to use. And then you got to negotiate your deal, hopefully, if they even get back to you, right? So there's a lot that goes behind it. But I started cleaning. and I started my cleaning business in 2016. And I was cleaning and then going to practice and then coaching. And I've coached as a head coach. I was a paid head coach at my alma mater. I was at Princeton University coaching while I was training. And it was, we just got to make it work. And I lived at home. I, paid for my car payment, and then of course you have like your personal life, right? So it's a lot to juggle. And I will say I'm very grateful. One teammate of mine did send me, he was assigned by Adidas. He sent me gear. And that was really that was the sweetest thing ever. And it was just, yeah, I mean, you don't pay to go to the meet, but, you're not making money while you're there unless you place, and it's not right away. So, and then you have your agent fees who get you, it's a whole nother world that people really don't grasp, especially for track and field, because now everything is social media and everybody's like, oh, I'm an influencer, I make all this money and all that kind of stuff. So it's different.
Let's ask the real important question here, right?
Yeah.
When the hell did you sleep?
It's funny because sleep is so important for
So
athletes,
important.
but I was extremely, extremely selfish. There was not a moment in the day where I felt compelled or obligated to show up to a birthday party, go to the bar, go to the bridal shower. I was like, no, I'm sorry, I'm training, I can't make it. Nope, so sorry. It just, everything revolved around what I needed to do.
I mean, you have to. You have to.
I was unapologetically just declining. So I took a nap. I took the hour nap that helps after practice to recover. I slept my full 8 hours. I was in bed 9:30, 10 o'clock. I was like, I'll see y'all in the morning. Like that was just how it was. But I was very great at saying no. Hell to the yeah.
Listen, and there's so many kids that, growing up that don't come from money.
Yeah.
They can't afford to travel to the top camps, the top competitions. They don't
Yeah.
have access to trainers, private gym sessions. They don't have sometimes maybe even access to like balanced nutrition, to the foods we should be eating, but they might be really great athletes, right?
Yeah.
Naturally gifted, have a passion for athletics, a drive to succeed. What do you say to that kid, to that little girl whose dream is to be like you one day, to be
Yeah.
an Olympian like you?
Yeah. The one beautiful thing about my journey is that my mom was a single mother from Dominican Republic. We had nothing. I mean, we went from apartment to apartment to apartment. My mother left an abusive marriage. We didn't go on vacation. Our vacation was my mom would take off work one day a year and take us to the park,
Wow.
right? My sister and I shared Christmas presents. And when I say presents, it was one present, right? Every year. We had a tiny little tree. And this was when the TVs had the big backs, right? And the VCR inside of it. And I remember we shared Cinderella. That's what we got. And we were ecstatic. It's not about where you come from. I truly don't believe that. My mom obviously sacrificed a lot to give us access and to be in safe spaces. That's all she cared about, was us being in safe spaces. I think the most important thing is, and I say this a lot because it's the number one thing that I learned as an athlete, is whatever is between your ears is what is going to happen. I truly never let other people's opinions of me affect me. So if nobody said you were poor, but I could tell, I could tell other people had nicer cars and all this kind of stuff. But I realized, how was I showing up for myself, right? So as a younger kid, if my mom put me in track practice, I wasn't going to mess around, play around. I was going to show up and give it my all while I had that 2 hours to be with, my middle school coach, right? Like while I was there, I was present and I just wanted to compete to get better. So, and then once older kids, older coaches once people see that dedication, they want to help you. And that's how it's relationships. So it starts with you yourself believing in you, believing in how great you can be, and knowing that you have limitless potential and that you have the work ethic. And once that shows up, the universe shows up and says, I got you. I'm going to put you in line with the right people. The right people are going to show up. Talent is unavoidable. People can see it. But what they also can see is, what is your work ethic like? What's your mindset like? Is this kid a complainer, or are they just grinding to make a way for themselves? And that was it. And for me, when I was growing up, I wanted to my goal was, it's weird now that I think about it, I wanted to buy my mom a house, buy her a car, and thank her for everything that she sacrificed. That was in my goal. That was in my head, right? And so when that big dream is in your head, I realized that I didn't have time to rest and, kind of be like, oh, I don't really care about this, or take anything for granted. Nothing I took for granted. I was grateful for everything, and people showed up for me because they saw that in me. So for athletes who are watching or listening, it's about your mindset and how you're showing up for yourself, so that when the time comes, the universe will say, here's the door opening. You don't even have to knock. Here it is open. Are you going to go through it?
Power of manifestation, right?
Oh, I'm a huge believer in
everything.
It's how I got to the Olympics. It's how I got to my PR. It's how I got married. It's how I'm changing my family lineage. It is everything.
That's a beautiful story, first of all.
Thank you.
What a story about your mom, single mom and everything. And that's just awesome. That's awesome. And
I mean, it's how I started my nonprofit. Yeah.
And you made it. And look where you are now. Everything you said you were going to do, and then probably things you never thought that were going to happen have happened and are happening.
Yeah.
Right. So manifestation, and of course, work ethic, believing in yourself, believing in the product, and then at any cost, like you just said, sometimes you have to be selfish and say, no, I'm not doing this tonight. No, I can't go here. No, I can't eat this. No, I got to train. I got to do this because I need to further myself, and I have to get to that goal that I have not gotten to yet, but I'm going to get there.
Yep.
So
100%.
And I found out recently, very, very recently, that, to change gears a little bit, very recently, that you have some WNBA ties to Tyler Charles, right?
Yes. It was so funny because I literally just looked at the pictures of the wedding, because I go through my phone every so often to delete things. And looking at our pictures, I was like, we are a good looking bunch at this wedding.
I think we might have to pop out to a Golden State game together at some point.
Okay.
Because I believe she is the sister of someone
Afia Charles. Yeah.
You ran with.
Afia was my teammate. Yes. And so we met back in 2014, and she was a 400-meter runner. And her and I have completely opposite personalities. And I forced her to love me. I'm extremely bubbly and outgoing, and she's a little bit more reserved and quiet, but we hit it off, and she got married out in Florida. And that is where I met her sister, and the whole family is amazing. The mom is an Olympian, the sister is an Olympian, and then Miss Charles is in the WNBA, right? And so you're just like, talk about a family, talk about a family. It's amazing. Yeah. And Afia's husband trains NFL players, right? And gets them ready for the combine and all kind of stuff. So it's a very athletic family for sure.
For sure. And I'm sure they had to also persevere, throughout their life, just like you have. And you're a whole story in perseverance, like we just talked about for a little bit. You and changing the narrative, right? Writing your own story. And you're a testament that women can be multifaceted and can do it all.
Yeah.
A boss, a total boss who can hold a room, right? Pro athlete, motivational speaker, radio host, sports show host, um, social butterfly, social media queen, right? Community organizer, leader, the football director, coach at this point. But my favorite thing is you're the founder of the Priscilla E. Frederick Foundation. And that to me, I don't want to say it's more important than everything else, but it is way up there.
It's my baby.
Yeah.
Yes, it is my baby. I dedicated the entire thing to my mom. Like I said, I wanted to buy her a house, I wanted to buy her a car, and I wanted to do something to thank her for all that she does. So I started the Priscilla E. Frederick Foundation. Frederick was my maiden name. That's the name that, of course, she blessed me with. And so, this is all about supporting single parent households, awarding scholarships, hosting women empowerment workshops across the country, and just doing random acts of kindness wherever I see fit. I wanted to show up for the world in a really positive way wherever I possibly could. And it has changed my life. It's opened a lot. It's opened my eyes to a lot of things that I didn't realize that I had a passion for, which is philanthropy. I love helping people. I love supporting people. Reading the letters, reading the applications is amazing. And then being able to surprise them at their awards ceremonies and being like, you just, won $1,000 towards your educational scholarship. Like, it's amazing. And seeing these parents, and I know what it's like, to live in a household with a single parent, and for their sacrifices and for their dedication and for never giving up on their kids. It's hard. So this nonprofit is my baby. I hope it grows and it gets bigger. And, I just want to show up and be a part of something greater and be remembered as somebody who really did care. And no matter where you come from, or what your background is, you can show up in small ways, because that's what it's about. And obviously, like, yes, I have all these titles, but at the end of the day, I'm not, Whoopi Goldberg. You know what I mean? I'm not, Serena Williams. I'm not, Beyonce, but I can make a difference exactly where I'm at. I know. Love her. And I saw you went to her concert, but it's fine.
You went to it too.
I did.
We didn't go together though, which I'm a little upset.
We didn't go together. That's what I mean.
You wouldn't want me to go with you, but it's okay.
I pulled the trigger the day before. I was like, I'm buying them. Boom. I was like, I'm done.
Tickets are expensive.
Well, I was really surprised that they were as cheap as I found them. I was like, done. Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Like I don't. That's why I've never seen Beyonce.
I'm a little envious now because I'm still trying to recoup those funds from back in May.
I couldn't do it. I was like, I looked at my budget and I was like, oh my gosh. But then I found these tickets and I was like, okay, at least I'm in the arena. I'm there. I'm breathing the same air. So
yeah, we think too much alike. Wait, I think we went way off topic.
Sorry. But yes, my nonprofit is literally my baby. I'm grateful that I'm able to show up for people in a positive way, 100%. And being a Black woman, I just want to leave the legacy of, and it's my catchphrase, it's my motto of life. It's live a life of excellence, impact, and insane confidence. So it's definitely something. Yeah, I have it everywhere. It's on my books, it's on my journals, it's on a bracelet my friend got me. Like it's definitely my favorite quote, and I love it, and that's what I live by.
I love that. And you are and already have made a huge impact in this community. We live in the same community. And you ever since you moved here, you've turned this place, upside down in a good way.
I hope so. And I know I'm a lot of people.
You've made a huge impact on this community. I mean, it's when I say upside down, I mean like you've changed it. It's in the best possible way. You've left lasting impressions, impacts. You're involved in everything. It's like sometimes I look and I'm like, how is she involved in every single thing that happens in this county? Like, you're everywhere. And I find that like so inspiring and fascinating. Like, I want to be more like that.
I'm trying to take a seat and take a back seat. I'm trying to
Yeah,
sit
you
down.
you're everywhere. It's like everywhere there's if there a fundraiser here, Priscilla's there. If there an award ceremony, Priscilla's there. Is there a football game tonight? Priscilla's hosting the dinner. It's like,
Oh
what,
my
when does this woman blink? Like, what is going on?
It is true, but I think it just comes from like my training and
And
how I've
passion.
lived my life. I've always been a go-getter. I've always been a hustler, and I've always wanted to make a better name for myself. And I realized that there's not many people like me. And my family just grew overnight, right? And so becoming a parent has changed that. And I realize that now my life is his, right? Like my life is this 14-year-old child. And so I need to make sure that I'm there for him now. And doing that, I realize how much I do. I'm like, oh, yeah, I don't want to do that or I can't do that because it's important that we sit and do his homework. We sit and, watch a movie together, and I have to be on top of him because he's also a 14-year-old. So he's trying to get away with everything. Right. So it's one of those things where I wear these hats, but he also sees my dedication. He sees my focus. When we go out, he's like, man, Auntie, everybody. I'm like, I know. Like, I want people to be able to show up for me the way that I want to show up for them. And especially in a smaller community, and being one of, very few Black women in the community, you want to make a lasting, fabulous impression. And do your best always, right? But you do got to wear multiple hats sometimes, but it's definitely something I'm very much used to.
Yeah, you have left like I said, a lasting impression. I mean, your name has become kind of synonymous with Cape May County, with Wildwood. Like, when you
I'm
think
very
of,
grateful for that. That was not the intent, right? I was trying to be as below the radar as possible, and then it was like, oh, well, this is going on, and I was like, oh, I want to get involved in that, and yes, I'll speak at that, or yeah, we'll donate to that, and then of course my husband being, the football coach. I got to be out there, right? I got to be out and about. So, I mean, it's definitely been an incredible journey and I've loved it and it's been so much fun. And I'm just doing the best that I can. Again, living my motto of live a life of excellence, impact, and insane confidence. So, got to do what I got to do.
Mayor, if you're watching this, give her the keys to the city. Just do it already. Just give her the keys.
It's so funny because somebody, I was asking, total side note, I was asking about how do you become the mayor in the town? I asked one person one question. A week later, somebody was like, I heard you're running for mayor. What? No,
It's a different story.
not what I was thinking at all whatsoever. And it is something that I realized probably about 10 years ago. Be the change you want to see, right? And I do not like politics. I don't get it. I don't get the tomfoolery of it all. I can't. I'm not that person. But for me, being a leader is I know that I'm a good leader, right? Because if it's sweeping, picking up trash, cleaning, or being in a meeting and being able to run a meeting or supporting a team or growing, an event, like that is where I shine. And sometimes you got to do what you got to do in order to be in a position so that you left it better than you found it. So I wouldn't really go into politics, but if I could, join the school board or do something that helps the community as older generations retire and I want to see the community do well, then if somebody was like, we need you, I'd be like, all right, here I am. So it's not completely out of it. Look, I don't block my blessings. Okay. Closed mouths don't get fed. I don't block my blessings. If God puts me in a certain place, I'm gonna be like, all right.
I don't know. President Priscilla has a nice little ring to it. I kind of like that.
People
So
hate me. I'd be like, I tell you all about yourself real quick.
you'd be great. Come on. Let's put a little bit of your well-roundedness to the test, right? Because
Okay.
you are one of the most well-rounded people I have ever come across, I think, in my entire life.
So,
It's
so grateful.
it's one of the things I love. I absolutely adore about you, and I have learned so much from you in that aspect of how to just open yourself up to so many things, right? But we're
Yeah.
gonna put that to the test right now. We're gonna do a little bit of a rapid fire round, which
Okay.
might slow down, so it might not be as rapid fire, but we're just gonna push through, right?
Okay.
Let's start off with what's currently on that playlist right now.
Uh, because I'm in country radio, I host a country radio show. I've
Love
had
that
to add
too.
a lot of country, right? But One the Duo, they are a mother-daughter black country band.
Oh wow.
They're amazing. Got to interview them. Amazing. Just check them out.
Wow.
One the Duo, Sabrina Carpenter. I'm a pop princess. I'm sure everybody can know. Beyonce's albums, all of them, everything.
Every
Destiny's
single
Child,
one.
Like all the way to Destiny's Child. Um,
Louder for the people in the back. Come on.
right now, right? Hello. Tate McRae, I am obsessed with. I just love her. Her whole thing I'm here
The
for.
dancing queen right
Oh
there.
goodness, I know. Teddy Swims.
It's a
Teddy
good one.
Swims is really,
Very
really
good.
good.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely I think those are like the main ones. Like I do have some country artists that are on it a little bit. And it's like eclectic. Like I like everything. Like I'll pull up my Spotify. Oh, Jonas Brothers, always Jonas Brothers. I
Of
am
course. Come on.
my 2000s like come out like as soon as next year, as soon as Hannah Montana comes out, I'm scooping everything up. Like my 2000s are calling. So I have like Megan Maroney. I
Her.
have like Dasha, of course.
Yeah.
I really do support women in country music
Yeah.
for sure. I think there's they're like women in country only get played like 9% on the radio, so that's definitely a part of it. But like I listen to like I'm looking like Luke Combs, Russell Dickerson, that kind of stuff. But a lot of it, yeah, it's a lot. I'm a girly. I'm in my support girl era, so it's really women in country, women in pop, women in R&B. Like SZA, I absolutely love. So yeah, I mean, it's eclectic for sure, 100%, all over the place.
And on that topic of women, right? Let's
Yeah,
stick with that. Who's on your Mount Rushmore of sportswomen? So which four female athletes do you put up there?
Serena Williams, Jackie Joyner, Wilma Rudolph. Uh, I'll go Pat Summit.
Oh,
I think that's the. I think because you got to, yeah, you got to put Pat Summit.
that's
I was like her and Billie G. King, and I'm like, oh, I'll put Pat Summit. Yeah,
that's the part that sucks. There's only four, right?
I
But
know.
there's so many.
There's so many. But I look at the
So many.
women who changed the game on a whole nother level, like a whole nother level. And that's why it's hard for me not to have Billie Jean King up there. But I'm gonna go with Pat Summit because of what she stood for on the other side, right? Like her coaching. It's, I mean, just amazing. So that's
One of the greatest or the greatest coaching minds
Serena,
ever.
and meeting Serena was amazing too. So
I
I love.
wish, and you know what's funny? I see a lot of similarities between you and Serena because so bold, so powerful,
Yeah,
both of you in your respective sports, unapologetic,
yeah,
right? You're so vibrant, you're so full of life.
yeah.
You guys get after it. You like I said, just bold and go-getters, and
Yeah.
don't take no for an answer.
I
So
wish I mean, to be honest, I look at athletics now and I'm always like, I wish I was a better athlete because I think if I was a better athlete, my platform would have been bigger and I could have made a bigger impact. So now it is switching it up. I mean, I'm so grateful for the comparison. I've been compared to Serena my entire life because of my build. And there was nobody that was built like me.
Well, that too.
That was like on that. Serena was it. When you saw TV, that was it. And then they looked at me and they were like, "You're a black jacked woman. Great, you're Serena." Like that was always it.
Yeah, fitness level.
On
But
that,
there's so much.
now it's yes.
That's surface level, you know.
I'm so humbled. And I mean, even meeting her, it was, I mean, she's so busy. And then meeting her sister Venus and having that conversation. And it's just, it's a different mindset. And it's amazing like what they're able to do. But yeah, that would be my 4. Those are my 4. I'm going to stick with it.
Let's roll along. Favorite movie of all time?
Singing in the Rain.
Wow, that was quick. No hesitation on that.
It came up. I mean, I've known my favorite movies since I was a television and film major. I love television and film. And I guess I was talking about Gene Kelly. And of course, my phone listens. And it popped up. And it's like there's a whole account on Instagram of old movies. And I literally just looked at it like 2 days ago. And I was just like, oh, man. So I'm actually going to watch it this weekend because I haven't seen it in a really long time. I'm going to bust out my DVD player and, well, it's the Xbox. And and watch it. But yeah, like Singing in the Rain. I mean, that was my passion was musical theater. I loved Gene Kelly. I'm going to get a tattoo of him. It's been a part of me for decades. And I just, it's a classic. There is nothing like Singing in the Rain.
I love that. Last concert you went to?
It was Walker Hayes in Atlantic City. He's a country artist. He's famous for the Applebee's song. Applebee's on a date night. So that was it. So it was amazing. We went to Oceans in Atlantic City. Never had been there. Amazing. They did a phenomenal job. Ken and I finally got like a date night. It was really good. Really good.
Yeah. All right. Now, best concert you've ever been to?
So I want to say,
and I'm gonna side eye you if I don't agree.
I know. I honestly, on a very like performance, the level that it was, yes. I mean, it was my dream to see Beyonce.
There we go. Bingo.
In person. Like it was a dream to see Beyonce. When people ask me what I wanted to be when I grew up, I was like, I want to be Beyonce.
Yeah.
Meeting Beyonce changed my life.
You met Beyonce?
I met Beyonce when she was in Destiny's Child.
See, now we were friends, but now I don't know if we can be friends because now I'm just so jealous that I can't even.
So I was in middle school and she came to the mall with Destiny's Child.
So jealous. We
waited 6 hours in line. And I remember I was just like, I like her, like the whole thing. So I wanted to be Beyonce. I just wanted to be her. And I think the way that she's been able to evolve, but like her performances are just magical, amazing.
Yeah.
But I mean, my first concert ever was Billy Joel, and there's a part like I'm a girly that can do both, right? Like I can do both, and so sitting in the VIP section of Billy Joel at Madison Square Garden, you're just like, whoa, like you know what I mean? So like there's completely two different.
I see the little flex there, the VIP section. Okay,
I couldn't believe it. It was my 21st birthday present. It might have been the last time I spoke to my dad. So like there's difference, right? And so that like for sure Beyonce, like I mean her stage, the costumes, like everything.
The production level is just
it's the entertainment value. And the energy from everybody around was just like, we are here, we are living it up. Yeah. So I'll definitely say Beyonce.
I'm going to chime in here. It's not my rapid fire round, but
No,
I
no.
can do this, right?
Yes.
I always say it's so hard for me to go to any other artist's concert because the bar in my mind has been set impossibly high by Beyonce. I don't think there is an artist alive that can come close to that. Like
Yeah.
everyone else to me is always going to be second best, and it doesn't matter who it is because
Yeah. I
she's
think
just up. She's
because
here.
we don't have Donna Summers anymore, right? Like we don't have the OGs. So she is our OG. Like she is
Whitney, Michael,
right? Like we don't have that anymore.
but you know what? And I might sound crazy for saying this, but I still don't know if anybody
I don't
maybe
think there was. I don't even
dare I
think
say in the
Michael Jackson might have because his
dare I say
production.
in the history of music. I don't know if there's ever
What I
been
mean,
anyone that can do the vocals, the dancing, it's just so hot.
watching her Coachella was like, are you kidding me right now? Like, and the thought process that she goes, in terms of like dancing, singing, entertainment, yeah, she's at the top.
Yeah.
And I know people are gonna be like, well, what about Taylor Swift? Taylor Swift does not dance like that. She's not
Taylor Swift is
dancing like.
incredible in her own right. She's an
Yes, but like
incredible
that's what I
songwriter.
mean. Like her Taylor Swift's productions are money's no object. So for sure. But when you talk about a triple threat, I think so. If Tate McRae can work on her vocals, I think Tate McRae can get to second place for sure.
Yeah, the potential. That's like a young Britney in terms
Really?
of dancing. Maybe
Yes.
not vocals, but in
I know, but I
dancing.
don't think I've ever really, and again, she was a dancer, Tate McRae, and she, again, didn't block her blessings. She says, I know I want to dance on a national, global level.
Mhm.
What do I got to do? So she pivoted and said, fine, I can hold a tune. So I'm definitely not going to take away Tate's flowers because I've never heard like an acoustic set. I've never, heard any of that. But you're right. I mean, Beyonce, the triple threat that she is, it's just mesmerizing.
Yeah, yeah,
Mesmerizing.
yeah.
And if you don't like Beyonce, then really we cannot be friends. And
Yeah,
I put that out there easily.
yeah, I am with you 1,000,000% on that.
Yeah.
So are you more of a takeout girl or are you like Chef Loomis in the kitchen? Do you throw down?
I'm Chef Loomis in the kitchen. Oh yeah. I cook. I'm a housewife. I'm a 1950s housewife.
What's that go-to meal?
My go-to to cook?
Yeah.
Seafood. So definitely like lobster, scallops, mussels.
Oh, it's the expensive taste. Yeah,
I'm bougie.
we can't go out to a restaurant together because I'll chicken tenders and fries for me and
no, John, no. You're gonna come over. I'm gonna cook for you. Don't worry, we'll make it happen. But like that's the thing, and that's why I feel like I am relatable in my speaking because a lot of speakers charge like all this money and they do all like they're not attainable. I'm going right down the street for cheesesteak night and wing night. That's $5. Yes, hunty. I'm at Acme getting my cheap chicken Monday on, right? Like there is, I can get you a girl that can do both. I can have that expensive taste. You can take me out, but I can also be in sweatpants and having a burger, living it up. Like you got to be able to do both. But seafood is something that I love to cook. I'm starting, obviously, having my nephew and I'm trying to get his palate a little bit more open. So I'm testing out different things and, trying new recipes. But I mean, don't get me wrong. I love my Chinese food. I can eat Chinese food every single day. If I could, I would, but my husband won't let me. And neither my budget, but I will throw down in the kitchen for sure. I'm working on making, honestly, like the perfect fried chicken. That is like literally what I'm trying to brown paper bag, flour. I'm trying to do all that. That's my next one. Yeah. But having big family dinners on Sunday is the goal. And having everybody over and all the things like sausage and peppers. Like I want to have different ethnicities and cultures and all that kinds of stuff, like oxtail and just all of it. You got to be able to be able to. Food brings people together. Absolutely. So yeah, definitely I can do it.
universal language of love right there. And speaking of all these different, inspirations, ethnicities of cooking and food, what was your favorite place that your travels around the world took you before you retired?
Italy. So when I went to Italy, I
I'm gonna need tips, by the way, because I'm going there in October. But
oh
continue.
my gosh. Oh my gosh. See, now I'm jealous of you. Um, I went to Italy and I called my coach after 3 days and I said, I'm not coming back. I said, I am going to sell my stuff. I'm happy. I'm going to retire. I'm going to live here in my absolute bliss. He said, get your bleeping bleep on the plane and come back. And it was, I tell my husband every time, people in our area have their second homes in Florida.
Yes.
My second home will be in Italy.
Yes.
There is no place I want to be more than Italy.
And how long were you there for?
I was only there for a week.
Oh man.
I mean, I was in, and they're like, were you in Rome or no? I was in a little town called Rieti, and I had an old school key for the hotel, old school knobs, just like the architecture.
Mm-hmm.
I open my window, it's rolling hills. I can hear the church bells. I go downstairs, there's a cafe, cobblestone streets, and a brook.
Sounds
And
like a dream.
oh, I mean, their table wine was probably the best wine I've ever had in my like. When I tell it changed my life, I was like, I can marry one of the police officers that are here. We got to talk. Like, I'm just like, it was just amazing. So
1 week and you're already making
I was ready.
destination plans.
I was ready. Everyone was going to come visit me. I was, and to this day, I mean, it's we haven't taken the honeymoon yet, and so hopefully 2027, he and I will take 2 weeks in Italy and look for properties and meet with real estate agents so that we can start. Yeah, like it is the one thing that travel taught me. Excuse me, is life is beautiful. It can be. And there is so much room in your heart for love and growth and beauty. And sometimes you have to get out of that comfort zone.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So you will love Italy. It is spectacular. Yeah. There is nothing like it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to buy clothes a little bigger because I know I'm gonna go there.
Yep. Yep.
Come back a few sizes bigger in the pants. So
I ate pasta after the meet and I was like, thank God. But like the night before, I was like, there was like 3 courses. I was like, I'm a high jumper. What are we doing here? Like, no. So yeah.
Regimen, but you don't necessarily want to stick to that right then and there.
When I went to Paris, I didn't stick to it. I was like, are you crazy? I might never come back here.
I went there last year and I think about it every day of my life, how bad I want to live. I want to live there. I'm like, I want to be one with the people forever over there.
Yeah, we went to Paris and that was really great. Yes, 100%. You got to travel. But yes, Italy is my number one.
I love that. So with your career, and your travels and all that, I'm sure you've received a lot of advice, right?
Yeah.
What do you think is the most important piece of advice you ever received?
I will say, I mean, the one about like it all happens in between your ears is definitely something that I always fall back on. And it's become really who I am. It's always been, my mindset is just so different than everybody else's. But one of the pieces of advice that has helped me with everything is don't wait by the phone. Be the one to pick up the phone and make opportunities happen. And I think a lot of people do all this work and they just kind of wait like, oh, I was supposed to get this opportunity. I was supposed to do this and I'm waiting for this person to call me back, or I'm waiting on this and I applied and I'm manifest it, focus on it, and then pray about it, and then go after and do the action of what you just prayed for. I think a lot of people kind of are a little timid and they're like, well, I'm going to follow this or this person, and just do it. When I started speaking, I just did it. I didn't wait for somebody to call me to speak. I created a speaking opportunity, and now it's my career, right? And I think it's, in this day and age, there is no blueprint anymore. You can literally do anything you want to do. And a lot of it you've probably never seen before, right? There's a girl in a dorm room out in Texas, making signs out of her dorm room, making six figures, right? She doesn't have a plan. Nobody's done that before. There's a woman who charges $10,000 to decorate dorms. That's never been done before, right? So what is it that sets your soul on fire and then create it, right? I want to be the Beyonce of public speaking. I don't want to look like anybody else, right? I'm going to mix the night with Adele with Beyonce's production value and a concert and a comedy show all in one to motivate people, right? It's never been done. So I'm going to do it. I'm creating it. I think when you wait for opportunities, it's going to pass you by in this day and age. So if you want to go do something, then pick up the phone and make it happen. You have to. And you're going to have to make the blueprint. There is nothing that's going to guide you.
Wow, keep going, please. I'm over here inspired, and that's amazing. That's amazing.
I mean, look at look at this podcast, right? You're like, I want to do this. I want to talk about, women in sports and basketball. No one was like, sure, let's get on a phone. Let me guide you through the steps and let me get you. You had to create it. You worked on the artwork. You worked on the timing, reaching out to different guests. You did it.
Yeah.
You did it. You just got to do it. And in this day and age, nothing's off the table.
I want to be able to wear as many hats and wear them well as you do one day. So
I hope I'm wearing them well.
Again, big inspiration. And last but not least, last question.
Yes.
Which WNBA game are we going to next year? Come on.
Okay, so
and it doesn't have to be just one. Which games?
I am excited that it's coming to Philly. I'm so excited that it's coming into Philly.
Yeah.
And so hopefully we can go to the one in Philly.
I think that's 20. Is that 2030, 2021?
I
think it's a few years down the road, but we're gonna be there. Don't worry.
Fine. I want to go to a Brooklyn game because their mascot is obviously giving life. I don't know. What's her name?
Ellie the elephant, the goat of all mascots in every sport
across the board. Nothing touches her.
You want to talk about you want to be the Beyonce of public speaking? That's the Beyonce of mascots right there.
Seriously, her amazing. And I do want to go to a Valkyrie game. I think the Valkyrie. I mean, again, I'm being a dork that I am. I love Marvel, and being that the Valkyries were a part of that world, I'm like, oh yes, I love it.
They're in their first year right now, and they're already in the playoffs. So I mean, what a first year to have, right?
Yeah, 100%. So I definitely, and I mean, having those ties for sure. So I can kind of get a connect for us, and we'll make that happen.
I'm there. Let me know what I got to do. Listen, I want to thank you so much for coming on. This has been just amazing. You are incredible in every way. You're such a light of positivity and of your inspiration to not just athletes, but really to anybody who has a dream and a desire to do anything. That you can do it. You have to put in the work.
Yes.
It doesn't matter where you come from, what you have, what you don't have, just what's in here and put your best foot forward and just go after it, right? And don't wait for opportunities to come. Go seek those opportunities out. Go get it. Go like you said, just go do it.
You have limitless potential, and everyone is going to try and block your blessing, and that just means that it's meant for you. And that's why for me, I have a tattoo of the word warrior on my arm. right across from my Olympic rings. And so that I can always, it's like my armor. I got to be ready for battle. If I want to be the champion, I got to be ready to go to battle. And a lot of times it's the outside, but it's also the inner of self-doubt. But when you know what's placed in your heart and you know that you have this special gift, you have to go relentlessly towards it with a laser focus, with so much diligence and confidence that nobody can touch you. And that is the authority that you claim. And everybody should know that there's excellence in their DNA, and it is time to show up for yourself.
Yeah, and there's always going to be naysayers, and there's always going to be
I call them peasants.
commentary and
Yep.
negative energy and all that, opinions. But I always say someone else's opinion of you is none of your business, right?
Yep.
They're going to talk regardless.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you do good or bad. People are going to talk. So that's showing that you're relevant.
On the line.
You're relevant. When people aren't talking about you, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
And you've lost your relevance. So you
Cat
want to.
Williams said it. Cat Williams said, if you ain't got a hater, you are doing something wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. So listen, thank you again.
Thank you.
And yeah, we're gonna have to link up for future Beyonce and future WNBA. So I'm gonna hold you to that.
100%, child. Let's do it. I mean, I gotta get my bank account right, but yes, we're gonna make it happen.
We'll get our bank accounts right together, right. And
then we'll go.
Thanks so much, Priscilla.
Thank you.
I mean, what an incredible woman, right? I mean, that is the perfect example of a person, of a woman who can do it all. You don't have to limit yourself. You don't have to just be one-dimensional. You can do many different things and do them well. And I'm hoping that any young girl or boy watching this can take that away from this. That doesn't matter your sport, it doesn't matter your profession, what you want to chase in life, what you want to do, that you can do it. And it doesn't matter where you come from, what access you have or don't have, money you have or don't have. You can do whatever you want as long as you put that time in, that dedication. Your time is going to come. So she's just what an incredible guest to have. I mean, this has been my favorite pod so far. I could have kept her on for another hour probably, right? But gotta let her go. I can't keep her too long. Thanks so much, guys, for tuning in. Of course, if you liked, do me a favor, like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one. Hopefully it's as good as this pod. I don't know. This one is setting the bar pretty high. So catch you guys. See ya.